So here we got a list of FAR clauses. What is this list of FAR clauses? Well, generally, we're in the process right now of modifying our scheduled contracts to incorporate all the clauses needed in order to do a set-aside order. So what I would say, if you're considering do this, go on to eLibrary, and there's something up there called Contracts Online. And Contracts Online allows you to view all the contract terms and conditions for a particular schedule holder's contract, and you can see whether these clauses are in it or not. If they're not in it, you can generally, what I'm recommending people do is in your RFQ, you can include these clauses if you're doing a set-aside order. This ensures that you have all the appropriate clauses in the request for quote that you need to do a set-aside. So generally, you can add additional clauses at the order level as long as it doesn't conflict with the underlying contract, the schedule. So in this case, you can add this to your RFQ. The other thing we give guidance to is, we say you should include these appropriate clauses, and then we also give some sample language in the RFQ that just lets people know that this is a set-aside task order and that this competition is being restricted to, small business or our subcategory of socioeconomics, so small business, something like service disabled businesses. So we suggest you use this language again. As I said, recently we updated eBuy to include some language, some functionality in there that you can click that will allow only small businesses or a subset of small businesses to view the RFQ, so take advantage of that as well. So here we're going to do a little bit of knowledge check questions here with you. So we're going to kind of recap what we learned today. So, feel free to shout these out, but can you set aside orders and BPAs under the schedule contracts? Yes, you can. May an agency set aside schedule orders and BPAs for any of the socioeconomic programs? Yes. All right, you guys are 2 for 2. Are there any circumstances in which the contracting officer are required to use set-asides under the schedules? Nope, it's completely discretionary, 3 for 3. If an agency can only find 2 small businesses, can I still do a set-aside? Yeah. Well, the answer is yes, but I do like that depends out in the audience. Yes, you can still do it, but if you only have two, you have to do a limited sources justification and approval. So if you have only 2, you are limiting sources, so you need to justify that. If it's over a certain dollar threshold, it might have to be signed off by your competition advocate or your head of contracting activity. So that was a little bit of a tricky one. What steps must an agency take to set aside an order under the schedules program? I'll kind of go through as kind of 4 main steps. You perform your market research, so we kind of went through that process. You incorporate the appropriate clauses, that list of clauses that we went through in the RFQ. You include that appropriate statement I showed you in the request for quote, and then you use the same competition requirements that are outlined in 8.405 -1, -2, or -3. Here's a good one. What is meant by program eligibility requirements? So generally that means that some of the restrictions, like on the 8A program that SBA's put out, or the Women-Owned Small Business Program, that applies. And we've got one last one here. Can socioeconomic status still be used as an evaluation factor for award as opposed to set-asides? Yes. All right. So here we go. We've got our summary. We've learned a couple things today. We've talked about the basis foundation of small business utilization policy under the schedules program. We talked a lot about doing market research and acquisition planning. And lastly, we talked about taking that, translating that into your acquisition strategy, and then using some effective tools to achieve small business utilization. Lastly, I want to kind of refer you to some websites here. One site I would really encourage you to go and use is our gsa.gov/schedules/small business goals. There's a lot more information up there, FAQs. We do webinars. We give this course as a webinar format, so go up there, check this out. Also really emphasize that you should go to gsa.gov/MES news. We have a wealth of things, learning opportunities available up to you. We have MES blog that I mentioned, that's at interact.gsa.gov. We have a YouTube page where we post videos like ones we're videoing today, where it has various topical areas. So if you want to learn about other topics, we have videos up there about blanket purchase agreements under the Schedules program. We have videos under contract teaming arrangements. We have videos on sustainable acquisition. So your learning doesn't have to stop here. Last thing, I do want to do a last-minute plug for our partnership with the Federal Acquisition Institute. This month we just launched a course up there that we're really proud. The course number is FAC023, and it is Basic Use of Schedules. And you can sign up for it on the Federal Acquisition Institute training application system. And it's a 4-hour continuous learning point course. It can go towards your Federal Acquisition certification. So I encourage you all to sign up for that course and continue your learning past Expo here and take it back to your good colleagues in the office that weren't able to attend the conference. There's certainly all these learning and opportunities available to them.